The first day of spring arrived not with a fanfare, but with a weary sigh. It appeared in the ledger of the year, a neat, official line, but winter had not read the notice. He lingered in the corners, a bitter old king refusing to abdicate his throne. He gripped the earth with fingers of frozen iron, holding the soil hard and unyielding. In the shadows of the barns in the north side of the hills, his breath lay in ragged, gray sheets of ice. The buds on the maple trees were tiny, clenched fists, too afraid to open. The crocuses, those brave little fools, had pushed up spears of green only to find the world still dressed in granite and frost. Winter didn't rage. That was for blizzards and howling gales. This was the stubbornness of decay, the quiet, possessive cold. He whispered through the cracks in the farmhouse walls, "I'm not finished." He painted the morning grass with a thin, silver glaze, a final coat of varnish over his masterpiece of stillness. The sun rose, but it was a pale, tentative gold, holding no warmth, just light, as if afraid to touch him. Spring, they say, is a warrior maiden, but on this first day, she was more like a patient gardener. She did not draw a sword, she simply exhaled. Her breath was a south wind that smelled of damp earth and distant rain. It didn't melt the ice, but it made it weep. Where winter's grip was weakest on the sunniest side of the stone wall, in the protected hollow of an old root, tiny, defiant violets showed their purple faces. The birds felt it first. A single robin, perched on a skeletal branch, sang a song that wasn't about survival, but about territory. It was a liquid note that fell onto the frozen ground and pooled there, a promise. Then the crows began their raucous, practical conversations, discussing renovations in the pine tops. Winter, hearing this, sent a final, spiteful gust. It rattled the last of the oak leaves and made the new lambs in the field huddle against their mothers. The sky darkened momentarily with a passing sleet, a handful of frozen needles flung in defiance. But spring just waited. She let the sleet fall. It melted where it landed on the warm wool of the sheep. She let the wind blow. It carried, underneath its chill, the scent of her waking. As the pale afternoon wore on, a truce was brokered in the dripping of icicles. Drip, drip, drip. Each drop was a minute surrender, a ticking clock. The frozen puddle in the lane became a lens of water over pebbles. The world began to sound wet, not brittle. By dusk, winter was a ghost, his presence reduced to a sharpness in the shade.